My career has been very, very streamlined and focused. I didn't fall into this line of work accidentally. This was something I think subconsciously I always knew I was going to do. Since I was a little child, I believe I always told my mom I was going to be a chef, which is really weird for a 6-year-old. I never thought someone could. Now that I look back and think about it, I never thought that that's something I know, but I believe I did. After that, through my years, I think I decided after college I wanted to do my hospitality management and hotel administration, which I did. I have a bachelor's in that. So hospitality in general I've worked on. And then I did my master's, my specialization in culinary arts, and I did that from the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. Graduated and then fortunately moved to Las Vegas and worked with MGM Resorts. I was very lucky to work with some amazing chefs, some world-class and some true celebrity chefs. I did my rounds with all of the big names and all of that. And then flash forward 17 years later, I ran some very, very big operations, multi-million-dollar venues, very, very awarded, very fortunate to be surrounded by great teams. And a couple years after that, 2018, after spending 17 years in Las Vegas, I moved to Miami to open up the Greystone for an opportunity to completely reconcept and redo everything with food and beverage, along with a couple of friends of mine. Came out here, spent a lot of time. We built this concept from ground up, from construction on, and COVID hit. But I'm not done with the project yet, so now we're reopening on September 21st, and here we are.
Okay.
I knew I wanted to be in hospitality. I think when I was a little kid, I would see my mom host parties at home, and what really, really I enjoyed quite a bit was the hospitality of it. I mean, not just the food. I really enjoyed how things were put together, or a little cart would get pushed around at home, and there was a little cheese, I can't remember what it was, but vaguely I remember there were like cheese bites and nice fun things. So I think the joy that I saw in people's faces when they actually got to experience that along with the food has left a very, very big impact in my mind. And since then, I always wanted to be part of the show. And then if you come to any of my restaurants now, I guess that's how it is. I just don't put myself in the back. I make sure that I'm able to experience some of what the guest experience. Typically, you know, a chef's going to be in the back and not get to visualize and actually get all that joy when they see someone enjoy that moment. And now I make sure every concept we design or everything we put forward, I get to be part of that. That is the true reward. So I want to make sure that I'm there.
Sorry.
Yeah, like I was saying, television is not something I always wanted to do. As my career progressed, opportunities came along, and I've done appearances on Travel Channel and Food Network, and had the amazing opportunity to do some documentaries which are in production for some very, very big platforms, which will be launching soon and we can share at that point. But it's not something I craved. I also understand the importance and how important it is for you to connect with the audience and people who appreciate your work.
Okay.
Television changed me quite a bit. It made me learn how to be comfortable with myself. Until then, I think I was okay being myself, but behind closed doors. So very few select people got to experience that. But after doing television, I think I learned a little bit more about myself. And I'm basically the same person, but I'm comfortable being that. Before that, I was a little awkward being myself. Now I'm okay. Once everybody's seen it and experienced it, I feel like the story is that much more interesting. You know, they get to connect with you as a person, not just as what they see on a plate. So I think once they associate with that, it becomes part of the show. Well, my experience here is very different from all my other restaurants or venues I've operated. Like I said, being part of the pre-opening team, and we've pre-opened twice now, has been very special to me. I've got a role in every single thing that is food and beverage related, and some of it even more, from construction to picking paint colors to fixing light bulbs. Everything's been so hands-on. Typically all my other projects are on a much larger scale, so I didn't have the opportunity to be so involved in every single detail. This one is much more personal to me. From a physical standpoint, I've just spent so much more time on this project that I can't wait for it to actually see what comes out of it. So in 2021, when you ask me after September, I'll probably be able to give you a better answer. There's a lot. I mean, it takes, just like any other job, there's a lot of skills that it takes. But for, in my opinion, for me, I think the thing that's helped me out the most in my career is having a disciplined approach. You can be really, really talented at anything, I believe. But if your approach to it is not disciplined and consistent, then the chances of your success or progression are going to be very limited. And that goes with any field, but I apply that a lot to my field in hospitality and kitchens in general. I do think absolute discipline. Every day I show up, I feel like it's day one. And when I go in with that mindset, the standards are not altered at all. And I do believe that sets the stage for a very, very bright career. Oh, absolutely. Placement International, I think about 3 years ago, for the first time, I was able to, I think I spoke with Thomas, if I'm not wrong, 3 years ago, along with my partners back then. And I was very excited. I myself came to the United States on an internship after I finished my culinary school in New York. I understand how the visa processes work. I understand how important of an opportunity this can be for students and people who are willing to expand their career internationally. Partnering with Placement International has been extremely easy for me. I think I specifically work with Andrea. She's been amazing, and I absolutely recommend any employer out there to give them a shot. I mean, you're not only just allowing yourself to learn from students who come from across the world, but you're giving them a platform to experience hospitality on a different side of the planet. So I think overall this is just a wonderful experience for both sides. We're hiring CDPs, or chef de parties, for the culinary division, which is amazing. 12-month program. We have 5 food and beverage venues at the Greystone. Every single one is very, very different. They have different approaches, different cuisines. We also have a very, very integrated mixology and beverage program, which once you're in the food and beverage division, which I oversee, you'll get to experience how they're both intertwined. I do believe we're also hiring for housekeeping. We're looking at almost every position across the board. Of course, as we get close to opening, the upper levels all the leadership roles have been absorbed, and we're very fortunate to have a good team. But we're still looking at mid-management and entry-level supervisory positions.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much advice I can give you on candidates, but I can tell candidates one thing now I realized that when I look for a job, I typically look for the leadership team. So when you look for a job, yes, it's important to look at the size of the hotel and the structure of the hotel and and what benefits are available. Those are all very important factors to consider. But what you should be looking for also is what aspect of your resume do you feel you want to fill a void in. If you've done high volume, if you've done a large format hotel, don't categorize yourself and say that's what I want to do. Rather than, I believe you should say, I've never done boutique hospitality before, and this is an opportunity for me to go away for 12 months or 3 years, depending on what program you do, and go expand my career in that aspect and fill that void in your resume. So by the time you guys move forward in your career and fast forward 10 years later, you have a very well-rounded career and you're not boxed into a one-type manager or a one-type specialist, if you will.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much for placement. We want to thank you for sharing your experience with us and with the viewers. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay hospitality.
Thank you very much.